In this video, I'm going to be looking at my dynamic stamina system using Unreal Engine 5 and Wwise. So to start off, I'm going to look at the Wwise project. Inside the Wwise project, I have the sound of a heartbeat playing continuously on loop. That is set up inside of a random container. That heartbeat sound is then associated to an event that I've named Play Heartbeat. And I also created another event called Stop Heartbeat to stop the heartbeat from playing in game. I created a game parameter named Player Stamina with a range of 0 to 100, starting at a default value of 100. My player heart rate random container then has that Player Stamina RTPC attached to it, controlling the voice volume. I then placed those Wwise events inside of Unreal Engine 5, as well as my Player Stamina game parameter. Inside of the third person blueprint, I have a custom input action called Sprint setup. In this case, it is set up with the Shift key. When pressed, it posts the play heartbeat event, followed by setting my isPlayer sprinting boolean to true. It then prints a message to the screen before enacting my custom function called begin sprint. In this function, it gets the character movement component as the target. It then sets the max walk speed to my sprinting speed float variable, which in this case is 900. When the shift key is released, it sets my isPlayer sprinting boolean to false, before then enacting another custom function called end sprint. Inside this function is much the same as the begin sprint function, only the variable that is being set is walking speed, which in this case I've set to 600. After the begin sprint function is called, there is a 0.2 second delay, followed by two more custom functions called drain stamina and check stamina. After that, there is a conditional check, again checking the isPlayer sprinting boolean, and if that is true, the loop will go back around to the start and stay on begin sprint, followed by the delay, followed by drain stamina, and followed by checking it once more. After the end sprint function is called, so after I release the shift key, there is another slight delay before another custom event called refill stamina. It then goes to the check stamina event before conditionally checking whether add more stamina is true or false. If it is true, the end sprint loop will continue. Inside of the drain stamina event is where the RTPC from Wwise is adjusted. So I created another float variable called stamina, and that is set within the same range as it was in Wwise, 0 to 100. When that event is called, it will constantly take away 2 every 0.2 seconds. It will then set the stamina before setting the RTPC value. It then checks whether the stamina is greater than or equal to 0. If it is, it then sets the isPlayer sprinting boolean to false, followed by the end sprint function. Whilst this is all happening, there is a print string function with an appendage of stamina equals, which you will see later on in the video. Inside of the refill stamina event, we are using the same float variable of stamina, only this time we're adding by 3. It then sets that as the new stamina value before adjusting the RTPC value. It then checks again, only this time whether it's greater than or equal to 100. If it is, then the boolean of add more stamina is set to false, and it will not continue to add more to the stamina value. If that is false, if it isn't greater than or equal to 100, it will continue to add stamina by 3. Whilst this is all happening, there is a print string node at the same time, so you can see on screen what value the stamina is at, which you will see later on. Inside of the check stamina function, there is a conditional check to see if the stamina value is greater than 100, effectively at full. If it is, it then posts the event stop heartbeat. Of course, if the stamina is at 100 or more, the RTPC would have adjusted the volume to be almost immutable. So effectively, once you stop sprinting, the heartbeat will fade out, then when you cannot hear it anymore, it will turn off. I also created a stamina meter, which has some text explaining what the bar is, and I've coloured it in blue. I then used this blueprint in order to transfer the stamina value over to that blue bar, so that when the stamina value decreases, the blue bar will decrease in value as well, and vice versa.